Hello there guys, welcome to another YouTube video here on the channel with me, Ellie. So today we're looking at our little first look video of the Southwestern Mainline's route by Dovetail Games between Southampton and Bournemouth. Good afternoon driver, this afternoon you're in charge of the Southwest Trains London to Weymouth service in the form of 1 Whiskey 65. This service runs fast from Southampton Central to Brockenhurst, where it will then run semi-fast to Poole, and then all stops to Weymouth. On this occasion, you'll be handing over to another driver at Bournemouth. Open the doors and ready your train for departure. Oh god, that's wobbly. So, welcome back on board, guys. This is, just to let you know, this is completely unenhanced. This is the way it comes out the tin. I've literally downloaded this off the Steam store, and we're good to go. So, oh, missed that horn. Yeah, but as I say, this is a new route from Dovetail. The exact details are, well, I've got it up over here, just realised. So, yeah, we are running the stops, so the route runs between Northam train care facility, right the way through to Bournemouth. Northam should be just behind us, question mark. Question mark? Yeah, that's Northam here. So that's as far as the route goes. To the east, this is marked as an AI runoff area. Oh, there's another station there though. But unfortunately, the likes of Eastleigh Depot and Yard haven't been modelled, which I actually find quite upsetting, but hey. So we're just going to quickly set the train up for operation. Here we go, we're just going to wait for the doors to shut. And we'll do headlamps as well. There we go. And I've got Weymouth on the destination line. That's all we can do now. So, stops today are Southampton Central, Brockenhurst, New Milton, Christchurch, Folkestone, and Bournemouth. Total journey time of about 35 minutes. Yeah, that's fine for me to make it to work today. So, yeah, this is my first first look video here on the channel. So just whilst we're waiting to depart, the stock included is the Class 444 in Southwest Trains Livery, which is what we're driving right now, the Class 450 in Southwest Trains Livery, and an ER Peppercorn Class A2 Blue Peter, and then that's it. And some Blood and Custard coaches and a Class 47 to go with, I believe, as well. Oh god. Why can't I take power? What have I done wrong? If I go like that. No, our doors are just closed and locked. Yeah, it doesn't give you the AWS and TPWS operational. That's weird. But we're off. So Brockenhurst first, 14 miles away. The total route length seems to be about 30 miles. There's no actual route length published within the game. Actually, let's just use this. 28.72 miles, so near enough 30 miles for it not to matter. So we'll go at initial line speed of 40. This is literally the first time I've loaded this up and I've avoided any sort of contact with the internet on this one. So I've got no idea what anyone else thinks of this bar me. Got a little bit of Kuju track rumble. I'm sure people seem to find that quite annoying. Something I can live with, but I do prefer to be without it. Got some FEAs, I believe those are over there. FEABs, that's FEAB, that'll be a bit, yeah. I think FEAs are two-part wagons. So one would be an FEAB, one would be an FEAA. I assume. Could be wrong on that. Tell me if you know. Oh, we're in a 65 now, let's get going. Got some more intermodal wagons over there. I don't believe, as I say, we have any specific locos to haul them, or any scenarios that use locos hauling them, but I could be wrong on that. I could be very much be wrong. Ooh. So yeah, I've been a little bit unwell this week. I've actually had this YouTube channel set up for close to a week, and I've not actually made any videos for it at all yet. That's kind of bad for me. But no, the whole idea for this channel, as I've hopefully said already, is just to make decent quality content. Now, your videos like this won't be edited because, you know, I don't want to not show you guys the bits that I don't like. You know what I mean? The idea for this is that I show you the good and the bad and the ugly. You know, obviously normally we would also be following and driving from inside the cab. But it's rather hard to see out from inside the cab, and we've had a go with the 444s and the 450s before when they first released for Trains in 2018. So when this train first released for Trains in 2018 on the South Wales Coastal, not South Wales Coastal, on the on the Portsmouth Direct line, Waterloo to Portsmouth Harbour, Portsmouth Direct line route, which I actually quite enjoyed. Got some 2D cars over there, which the only thing I don't like about 2D cars is they pan to follow you. Allow me to explain. That's what I don't like about them. But, consider the fact the only way you're going to see that is from a 2D camera view. Nah. It's kind of not that noticeable, really, because, yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about 2D assets, but I don't object to them too heavily. Yeah, okay, because we're sightseeing, don't expect me to adhere to speed limits today. We're sightseeing and I'm still poorly. So, that's my excuses. But this is a nice little area. Yeah, this is we're not definitely not getting a gold anymore. Could this be like Arundel or something? No, I'm not on about the land from Frozen. Ow. No, Arundel's east. Oh well. I was hoping it was. Because I know a few people from that area, and I know it's like a rural, nice little area near Southampton, so I was hoping that was it, but I was wrong. I was. Quite a few speed limit changes on this section of the road. What's this station approaching? It is Toton. Not the Toton that has a big DB cargo depot, though, unfortunately. Although we do have a little depot over here, looks like Permanent Way Depot. Oh yes, I've just been a little bit unwell lately. So I basically had a really bad ear infection in my left ear. And that bad boy, oof, that's been painful. But no, so far I like this route, actually. I really quite like this route. It's using nice foliage. Let's just take a bit of an assessment here. So this up close foliage. Alright, it's not full Battlefield 5 status, but it's actually quite nice. You know, and what I like is you've got the nice foliage up close to the track, and then you get a bit further back and you go to the crappy foliage, and like the 2D trees, which this is a method of route building I approve of, because from here, you can tell they're a little bit less low res, but that's if you're really looking. If you're, you know, driving along in your train, it actually just looks like a really well-modelled area. So yes, I approve of this. I do. Yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. I do. Yeah, I've been singing ABBA a lot lately. That's something else my ear infections somehow done. Is it now means I think I'm actually semi-decent at singing. I know, that's a terrible thought. But hey. No, this is actually proper nice. It's a cracking little route. I love that. This is a very rare thing for me. But I'm enjoying train sim. yeah, I'm going to reserve my judgment until we reach the end of the route, as with all sort of first look slash first thought slash review videos. But 5 miles in, I'm pretty pleased with this. As I say, I wish it had been linked through to somewhere like Eastleigh, for example, because that would have had a lot more scenario potential, in my opinion. But yeah, unlike some people, I'm not going to go around saying it leaves something for the community to do, because really it's something that I think could have been done without that much effort. But you know what? It's something I can live without. That's... And I know we're speeding again, but I'm just enjoying the view. Stop judging me, alright? What else interesting has happened lately? I've literally, this week has flown past so quickly for me. Because I've been going to work, doing my work, going home, going to bed, waking up, going to work, repeat. I've not really done much outside of work. Today's probably the most I've done, and I just went shopping and got some clothes that I needed. And some new shoes for me to wear for work, because my old ones were falling apart and really stinky. I'm not buying any new cosplays this week, because I sort of feel as though that as much as I do enjoy doing cosplay, I need to have other hobbies as well. And I've spent a lot of money on cosplay this year so far, more than I've ever spent on cosplay. I've spent more on cosplay in the last 3 months than I have so far ever. Which, as much as that's a really good thing, because it means I got some really nice cosplays on the way, it's also something that I do need to keep an eye on, because I do have other things I need to spend money on, and I can't neglect those things like train sim, things like paying bills and stuff. Now, the way I do my finances means I always have enough to pay my rent and stuff, but still, it's something that I need to manage a bit better and a bit more responsibly. So yeah. So I say I'm not spending any money on cosplay this week, because to be honest, I don't know what I want, and I'm a bit cosplayed out. I was at a cosplay event every weekend this month. I was at some sort of event dressed up, and since last week, I'm actually looking over at the bag that my dress is in, that I brought it back from the event in, because I can't be bothered to unpack it and hang it up. Like, that's how much of a sort of traumatic experience it is, almost. It's just exhausting. And I think that's part of the reason I'm so ill, and it's knocked me for 6, is the fact that I'm really tired. On Monday, I came home from work early because I wasn't well, and I slept for 16 hours straight. Like, that's not normal. Normally if I fall asleep in the afternoon, I'm normally up by 9 o'clock at night, then back to sleep by 2 or 3 in the morning, and then awake by 9 or 10. That would be my normal format for my sort of sleep cycle at work. If I wasn't at work and earlier. And yeah, I woke up. I got up, went home at 4, woke up at about 10. Then I went to sleep at midnight because I felt really unwell. And then I woke up at 10 o'clock the next morning, got dressed and went to work. I mean, I took a minor overdose of codeine, but that's a story for another time. I think I'm going to take some of that before I go to work again today. Just need to eat something before I go in. But yeah, that's the story of my illness. So we've got you've got Brockenhurst. Let's just look at the map. So we stop at Brockenhurst, skip one, and go to New Milton. Hello, 450. Then skip one, go to Christchurch. Then last 2 stops are 4 stopping. So basically, we skip. We do skips. I could just go to full power, couldn't we, for a bit? So with the 444s, the reason they're a bit weird is the 2 driving cars, so the 2 ends, they're sort of driven, if you like, by the driver. and the 3 middle coaches are trailers. So, as much as this uses rheostatics, we've also got the air brake gauge. So when I take a brake application, you can see we get a rheostatic application and an air braking application. So the rheostatics is the 2 driving cars braking, and that's engine braking. But then the 3 trailer cars have the ability have air brakes just to control them and stop them bouncing around. You'll also notice these have never ever run under overhead lines, but they have a pantograph recess, and that's because most UK EMUs are capable of being converted to run on third rail. Should that be so necessary? And so most AC can go DC and most DC can go AC basically, which is just a cool little touch. I feel as though. Yeah, okay, I'm going to overrun this. I'm not paying attention. Yeah, again, the build style is very similar to the what do you call it, route? To the Portsmouth Direct Line. It just feels like a very similar. I guess the architecture for the area will be quite similar because it's quite a similar part of the world. But yeah. There we go. But I've got a new cosplay on the way, which is my trainer outfit, my Pokemon trainer outfit, which should be canny cool. Let's grab a screenshot right there. That's a thumbnail. I'm not sure how much editing I'm actually going to do with this video before I upload it. I'm thinking about lots of things whilst I'm talking. I do want to, I want to start editing channels on this videos on this channel with things like sort of intro clips and stuff. But I don't see how this one's going to benefit from much editing. We did arrive about 5 seconds ahead of time, which is cute. Oh, hello, 450. Are you wrong line running, sir? But I suppose what do I know, right? It could be that the Leamington branch does run down that line. So he pops out behind us. That's really weird. Okay, I think he reverses. That's what happens. That's fair enough if he was going to reverse back out. Because he pulls in off the main line, then he reverses down towards Leamington. This is one of the branch lines that's included. Which should be fully scenaried, which is nice. Are we just running the 5 car? Yeah, we are. I don't know why I should have kind of noticed that earlier. Now, it's as much as it's nice to have sort of clutter in yards, and it's something I do support in scenarios. I'm not sure how I feel about it, being everywhere, because there are you do unfortunately you do find that some yards are just empty, and like things like Morpeth Goods Loop very rarely has something in it. That's something in my local area, but and it might just be that that's a yard that's just regularly quite empty. Must be a permanent way of working. Yeah, we nearly died there. New Milton, our next stop. And we're skipping past Sway, which is one of the intermediate stops. And so far, the stops we've skipped past were Millbrook, Redbridge, Towton, Ashurst New Forest, Bulow Road, and Assay, and then we stopped at Brockenhurst. Total stops on the journey are Southampton Central, Millbrook, Redbridge, Towton, Ashurst New Forest, Bulow Road, Brockenhurst, Leamington, then the branch Leamington Town and Leamington Pier, Sway, New Milton, Hinton Admiral, Christchurch, Folkestone and Bournemouth. Hi South West Railway. I'm ready for my guards interview. Just saying. Welcome aboard this South Western service to Newcastle. Calling at... Yeah, South Western going to Newcastle, that's about as likely to happen. Mind you, I did see some Class 43 FGW, Class 43 power cars travelling through Newcastle the other day. So, never say die and all that. Yeah, I definitely do want to try and make this as a scenario. I definitely want to route learn it as well. So route learning is a new concept on this channel, and it's something I was actually watching PTG, and he does hoodless driving runs, and I thought that's actually quite cool, and it forces you to completely recalibrate the way you play the game in your head. So I want to do some runs. I've already got one sort of learned, if you like, and I've got the notes made up for it. And that is London Marylebone, or Marylebone. No one actually knows how you pronounce that place. To Banbury. That's the first one I've got planned. So, yeah. I'm just going to isolate that because it's going to keep kicking off. And I have to take my headset off because it's tangled and it's really irritating me. I am one of those people who just gets really triggered by a tangled headset, and it's just immediately retangled. That's so nice of your headset. Again, the build techniques up here are really nicely done. So that it's done so at a number 2 cam, you can just about sort of see how far in the distance have they gone. Probably a little bit too far for my liking, but I can live with it. I can. And is that moving? Yeah, that's fine. I can live with that. I like that. It's just, it adds a level of depth to, you know, because some people do like to drive from this view. Alright, the hardcore train simmers and the people who, you know, pay mega millions are going to drive from the cab, myself included. But it doesn't, you know, the way the game's been made, there's a nice amount of detail close up, not that much detail far away. I can live there. I can take it and walk with it. That's what I can do. Whew. I like that confined spaces sign. Basically it means that if there's working in that sort of bridge area, that they have to post a lookout to keep an eye out for approaching trains, because you can't just, there's no, you know, basically, the idea is it's like tight confines, so you just have to be more careful there, basically. Because if we're coming through, you ain't going to squeeze out the way. Yeah, limited clearance warning signs. For some reason, I do strangely feel attracted to these signs. I just like them. Shame about the low resness, but I can live with that. You know, again, if most people who are playing the game are going to sort of, that's the closest they're going to get to that sign. And you know, if you zoom into a reasonable amount, which is that, you can still read it. I think because I'm so lucky to compound my ear infection, I've got a tummy bug too. That was weird. When because the hood is obviously obscuring everything. But yeah, no, I like this. That was New Milton. Christchurch next. Not in New Zealand. It's interesting actually that a lot of sort of cities you find on the south coast have, or port cities, shall we say, have sort of namesakes or similar names in another country. Like I live in Newcastle, which used to be a massive port. Still quite a big one. Nothing compared to what it used to be. And there's about 7 Newcastles all around the world. One's in South Africa, one's in Australia, one's in Texas. And there's a few in the UK. Now I know some of them are going to be just because it's a Newcastle, but a lot of the newer ones, especially sort of in the colonies, the former British colonies, are going to be down to people from the northeast. And Christchurch, capital of New Zealand. So yeah. That is such a crappy picture. I need to fix that. Well, people have liked it then. No, my current cover picture on Facebook is the Vulcan Productions reskin of 66779 Evening Star, and it's just been like a lot of my non-trained friends have been like, we like this. Yeah, like one person who does my beta testing for trains has liked it, but everyone else is on non-training people. No one's liked my new profile picture, but that's just traumatic. It's not actually a selfie, but yeah. Oof. Yeah, I think my ear is definitely... if it doesn't clear up by the start of next week, I'm definitely going to be going... seeing my doctor about it and being like, yo, bud, fix me up, yeah. Eye's broken. And needs a fixing. And I'm on early shifts at work next week, so I can actually sort of get in to see my GP. Because I've lived in Newcastle, yeah, but my GP still's... I used to live in a village. In a village. And my GP's still about 13 miles away. For those of you not from the UK, GP's like your general practitioner, like your normal doctor you'd go to for like general health problems. And it's painful, and it hurts. Not as much as it used to. So I went, there's people who'll go to accident and emergency over anything. I'm one of those people who'll go to A&E if they are dying. And I was like, I'm going to A&E at 4:30 on a Monday morning because it just hurt so much. It was on it, yeah. Like now it's painful, but it's pain that I can sort of ignore, well not ignore, but just sort of deal with. Whereas on Monday, nah, that was oof. It hurts so bad that it, like, normally an ear infection sort of hurts in your ear and maybe like the glands around your ear. It hurt right the way down to my chin and right the way up into my forehead, and I was like, no, I just need to go and see a doctor. Which is why I've been on coding all week. And coding's really good fun. I do actually like the passenger view on this. The modelling for the interior, for the external model, and I think for the passenger view as well, was done by MKS. And I don't know why, but this seat, the way that seat is done, reminds me of the MKS 460. Don't know why, but it just and those lights just remind me of MKS. Don't know why, they just do. Oh god, slowing down a bit quick. Yush. This is how we do. I mean, I've stopped 6 feet, but I did an emergency stop from 110 miles an hour before passing through a red signal because I misjudged it. And I stopped 6 feet from a train in front of me. Well, that's when I did an emergency stop because I thought the train was carrying forward, so I was like, it's no point. It'll just ruin the scenario for me. And so I just sort of followed, and then I saw the train. I was like, oh no, it's stationary. Emergency stop within 6 feet. Was kind of proud of that day. I think I've still got the screenshot somewhere. But no, what I've been doing is I've been, in my spare time, when I've had the energy, I felt like I've had the energy, I've been doing full length runs of routes. So I've done, for my first time, I've done a full length run of the cross country route by Speedy Pete. No, the XC route. And I did Cardiff to Birmingham. In 170. And it was my longest run in the 170 so far, and I actually really enjoyed it. You know, it's such a nice, that route's a really nice variety of rural with urban. You know, with this you're sort of going into really sort of small towns, like, you know, minor cities. Whereas that you go from a major city through the countryside, you know, into the urban sprawl of pretty much the UK's second biggest city, Birmingham. And it's quite an interesting route to follow. And you know, you go from sort of seeing intercity routes to you know, intercity passenger trains to, you know, into urban stuff. Also, into urban passenger trains is probably the term I should use, not intercity. I do like the texturing on this as well. Definitely reeks of MKS. I don't believe we're doing anything with Dovetail Games anymore. Lol. Which I do actually think is a loss to the community, but yeah. And away we go. Next stop, Folkestone. Yeah, so we're only 4 miles from Bournemouth down. On the sort of final approaches, really. Quite a nice view, that. I'm going to take this a screenshot and get up the tunnel. I don't know why, I just like that perspective of the train. I've become somewhat of a screenshot holic as well. But yeah, no, I've just been sort of enjoying, as I say, doing some nice long drives whilst chilling out and watching YouTube videos in the background. That's sort of been my jam lately. As I say, I reviewed the manual, so yeah, it's so really the rest of the manual is how to drive the trains. I do actually want to get good at driving steam trains properly. I'm getting quite good at the Busman Games Black 5. The train that I still can't conquer, though, is their Jubilee class, their 5XPs, like Leander. What happens is I can move it away just fine, and about sort of 10-15 minutes in, I just lose pressure. And I can't get the pressure back for some reason. No matter what I do. What was that AWS trap for, I wonder? Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm going to to try and hydrogen peroxide my ear after this is done. It sounds like I'm going to poison it. Effectively, it is. It's just a way of saving £25 on getting earwax removed professionally. £25 and doing it in the comfort of your own home, basically. Yeah, no, as I say, so since we're on the final 4 minutes of driving, my opinions on the route, it's good. Is it 17.99 good? So, if AP update their 350 and 450 packs to be able to use this route, yes, without a shadow of doubt. If you don't own the LNER A2 pack, yeah, okay, yeah. So say if AP update their EPs and you don't own the A2 pack, definitely worth that. Otherwise, my problem with this route is I'm going to do some research and see what sort of trains do actually run down here in terms of like passenger and freight and special charters and stuff, but I can't imagine it's going to be that much variety. And you know, when you lose variety, you lose there we go. When you lose variety, you lose scenario potential. So let me just go to by date taken. So okay, I've got a Steam Charters, which is a Steam Charter, which is a Patriot, I think. No, it's a Pacific British India line, so it's a, yeah, Merchant Navy Pacific. So you get occasional Steam Charters, you get 442s, 450s, 2 Voyagers. That's about it. So to me, it does. Oh, and okay, and there's an there's an Azuma 800 down there for some reason. Okay. But oh God. So you know, in my opinion, that does lose variety, and that does lose potential for the route because, well, for me personally, I don't buy a route to play the scenarios that come with the route. I buy a route to, you know, for the scenarios that I can build on it and the coolness that will come with it, you know what I mean? For example, West Coast Mainline over Shap, the only scenarios that I played that come with the game for that are the APT scenarios. Everything else is custom-made scenarios. Same for Newcastle to Edinburgh, or at least custom-adjusted scenarios. So it's replacing the crappy built-in stock with better stuff. So you know, so that's my thoughts. Now it does have some cool assets, so it'll be good for asset builders. Things like that Travel Lodge, that's really good. I love that because you can tell it's a Travel Lodge, but it doesn't infringe on any of the branding. Love that. And now we're at Bournemouth. Oh, that's really quite a nice little station, actually. Nice quaint station. So, yeah, another driver's going to take over from us here. But, so overall, do I recommend you go out and buy it? If you're going to drive this part of the world, for sure. If you're on the fence and undivided, I'd wait and see what AP do. If you have the AP packs, that is. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that like button. Subscribe to see more from me on a semi-regular basis, usually about 5 or 6 o'clock UK time. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, bye for now.